Hello and welcome to Save Time and Enhance Engagement. I'm thrilled to introduce myself. I am Tiffany Dance from Davis Connect, the online school within Davis School District. My journey in education has taken me through various roles. I've been an elementary teacher, an online teacher, an instructional coach K-12, and now I am the EdTech specialist, an Edgenuity coordinator, and SOEP coordinator for Davis School District. I've had the opportunity to support our teachers with a plethora of tech tools aiming to enhance our educational practices and student engagement. I'm looking forward to sharing this tool with each of you and bringing our shared vision to life. Davis Connect has had our big three goals over the last few years: build relationships, improve student engagement, and improve course completion rates in all types of courses. This graph is a great overview of online credits earned by students taking Davis Connect online courses district-wide. We can all see the upward trend in students attempting online courses and seeing them through to completion. In summer, we had a course completion rate of 88%. That's a lot of quarter credits earned towards graduation. This last year, we have used the Delphinium tool to give teachers, students, and parents personalized feedback to improve engagement. We have worked closely with the developer, Jared Chapman, a UVU professor, where he continues to add our requested features and communication tools. The first thing to know about Delphinium is that it's unique in the way it works with Canvas. Think of it as a new skin that sits on top of Canvas. It pulls all the data you already have in Canvas and makes it look a lot better, while also offering some really cool perks for teachers, students, and parents. One of the best things about Delphinium is that it integrates seamlessly into Canvas. This isn't another new program that teachers have to learn. It takes less than 3 minutes to enable and teachers are good to go. What's even better is that Delphinium isn't an either-or tool. You can use it alongside any other Canvas tools. It's a both and situation. Like I said, it takes less than 3 minutes to set up. Now, I have thought long and hard about how to explain Delphinium, and this is the best thing I could come up with. Think of Canvas as this essential textbook, solid, reliable, and full of important information for grading content and creation. Delphinium is like the cool 90s styles cover that makes it more exciting and engaging without changing how you use Canvas. All the core functions stay the same. With just a few clicks, Delphinium adds the color and interactive aspect that students are used to, meeting them where they are while helping them learn and grow. You gain easy to understand data through a user-friendly color-coded tracking system designed to make monitoring performance simple and effective. This screen is the control tower. You're viewing the grade screen. I cut off the student's name on the left. Here you can easily filter by percentage or points and quickly identify students' performance through the color-coded system. Even better, with just one click on the message box, you can send a personalized message to all students in under 30 seconds, helping those who are struggling and recognizing those who are doing an excellent job. This leads me to number one reason our teachers love Delphinium: no more mail merge and countless hours sending messages. There are several ways to send messages, all of which offer customizable text options using variable text. This ensures each message is personalized and impactful. You can even add emojis to bring a sense of joy and connect with students on a more relatable level. I sent this personalized message to 12 students who filtered for based on their progress through the course. It took less than 30 seconds. What's even better is that I can include the Canvas Parent Observer account on all of these messages as well. It keeps the parents in the loop. Automated messaging lets teachers create bulk messages during their prep time and schedule them for specific dates, like the second week of school or holiday breaks. Once the messages are written and activated, there's no need to think about them again. Even better, after creating a message, teachers can easily share it across all their Canvas courses year after year using Delphinium. Automated messaging saves teachers countless late nights and weekends. Remember, all of these are also personalized, including the student's name, points, and percentages, and sent to the Canvas Observer account. The progress report is a game changer. It's personalized, automated, and can be sent weekly or at any time the teacher chooses. The report includes the student's missing assignments and highlights the next 5 upcoming assignments, keeping students informed and on track. Teachers set it up once, that's it. At the beginning of the year, we were setting our Evaluate Davis goals. We took a deep dive into pass rate data. One of the key questions we asked was what factors contributed to the success? Here are just a few responses from teachers who achieved an 85% pass rate or higher. Along with the many amazing strategies our teachers are using to achieve success, Delphinium stood out as a clear positive factor. We know that when students are in charge of their own learning journey, they reach high success. No longer the gray scroll of death that you see here on the left, Delphinium has clear color-coded indicators. The performance wheel, this meter shows how many assignments the student has completed out of the available assignments. At the top, you can see the days, hours, minutes until the end of term. Students know every single day when they can turn in their last assignment. No longer do teachers get asked when is the end of term or I thought I had another week to turn that in. The modules boxes you can see here, their color indicates status. White is loading or not started, blue is in progress, and green is completed. The bar at the bottom of the module is the student's progress in the module. The points they earn divided by the points possible. The color changes depending on their performance. You can see the yellow or red. I may have missed assignments, or I should go and retake a quiz. This gives a very clear picture to students on how they are performing in the course. There are a lot of reasons to love Delphinium, but mine is the effortless gamification with a huge emphasis on that effortless part. Teachers don't need to do anything extra for the gamification to work. Simply import assignments and build quizzes as usual, assigning points for each task. Delphinium automatically takes that information and rewards students with the points for completing the same assignments we've been encouraging them to do all year. And with those points, students can unlock prize boxes. You can now see why I love the prizes. They can unlock prize boxes and add on to their avatar and climb the leaderboard. Again, the teacher does nothing, saving time while still encouraging students to perform well. We had a 4th grade student go retake a quiz just to earn some googly eyes. Now that you can see why I love Delphinium, I am excited to introduce you to Jared Chapman, a professor at Utah Valley University and the founder and creator of Delphinium. Here is a little more about him and his incredible creation and the why behind Delphinium.
All right, so Delphinium, it's a Canvas plugin, and everyone's saying it's going to revolutionize online learning.
Yeah, well, a lot of the buzz is about how it's really getting at the core problems with keeping students engaged and actually succeeding.
Interesting.
The professor who created it, he started with a really simple question. Students are glued to their phones playing games all the time. What if we could get them that engaged with their homework?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and so that's what started this whole thing. Over a decade of research and development went into this.
So we're talking about applying psychology to education?
Exactly. It's about understanding what motivates students and then building an environment that encourages that. right? They're trying to create a more engaging learning ecosystem, you know?
They're thinking about the visual experience, the motivational aspect, the teacher's workflow, even the parent-teacher connection. They understand that all these pieces, they're all interconnected.
Definitely.
What are the big problems Delphinium's trying to fix here?
Well, online education has challenges, right? We're trying to force that energy of a real classroom into this digital space, and it's not really working. Students are not learning as much as they could,
And it doesn't really address the motivation issues.
right?
It's like, how do you make clicking through modules feel like a real learning experience?
Well, Delphinium's creators, they saw that as a huge problem.
So how is Delphinium specifically trying to help students?
They identify three main challenges in digital learning that contribute to those negative outcomes we were talking about. First, there's the lack of social presence.
Yeah, it's easy to feel isolated and disconnected in an online environment.
The second challenge is structure and accountability. Online, it's way easier to fall behind.
Yeah, you need a whole other level of self-discipline to succeed online.
Exactly. And that leads to the third challenge. A lot of students just haven't developed self-regulated learning skills yet.
What kind of skills?
For example, time management, organization, knowing how to stay motivated when you're on your own.
Right. It's a lot to ask. So those are some pretty big hurdles. Is Delphinium trying to address all of these at the same time?
Yeah, by designing the learning environment to encourage certain actions and behaviors.
Okay.
Almost like how mobile games are designed, they're kind of tapping into those dopamine pathways in the brain, making learning feel more rewarding in the moment.
That's amazing.
By combining principles of social presence, behavioral economics, and self-regulated learning, Delphinium can create an environment that promotes both the skill and will to succeed.
Starting with social presence, right? We know online learning can feel isolating. How does Delphinium change that?
Think about what makes a good in-person class. The energy, the rapport with the teacher, feeding off classmates. Delphinium tries to bottle that up and bring it online, making students feel like they're part of a class, not just a username submitting work into the void.
Okay, but how? What's the magic formula?
It's a bunch of things working together, really. Students get to customize avatars, they can see how they stack up on leaderboards, even see how their progress compares to their peers, and it's all happening in real time.
I like it. It's about fostering that sense of community, right?
Definitely.
One of the big criticisms of online learning is the lack of teacher presence, that feeling of isolation. Does Delphinium address that at all?
For sure. Actually, one of the things teachers rave about most is Delphinium's communication features. It makes it so easy to send personalized messages, a quick check-in, some words of encouragement, or even really targeted updates for students who might be struggling. And the best part, they can schedule these messages in advance or even set them to go out based on certain triggers, like if a student submits an assignment or their grade dips below a certain point.
So it's like having a personal assistant for communication.
Definitely. Even in online spaces, teachers can be present, be responsive. That's what matters.
Right.
And then the behavioral economics part comes in with this idea of nudges.
Nudges?
Yeah, they're like subtle design elements that encourage students to do certain things without forcing them.
So gently guiding them in the right direction?
Exactly. Like those progress trackers, the countdown timers, even those prize boxes. They're like little reminders and motivators, but it's all done in a way that's engaging and not controlling.
It sounds like the positive feedback encourages good habits.
Right. It's about finding that sweet spot where those external motivators actually enhance, not hinder, a student's own desire to learn. And that ties into the third piece of the puzzle, self-regulated learning. It's about how learning is a cycle. Students need to set goals, make a plan, track their progress, reflect on what they've learned, and then adjust based on feedback. Think of it as giving students the tools to manage their own learning journey.
Delphinium gives students a map and teaches them how to read it for themselves.
That's it.
How does that translate into how Delphinium is actually designed and used in classrooms?
Delphinium basically acts as this visual layer on top of Canvas. Instead of that boring wall of text and assignments, students see this super visually engaging dashboard.
That sounds way better.
They can see all their grades, their performance on every assignment, even compare themselves to the rest of the class. It's all right there, visual and easy to understand.
And think about those progress trackers. They show the students exactly where they are in the course, what they've done, and what they need to do.
It's a roadmap to keep them on track and motivated, and that can be really empowering. It's all laid out in a way that encourages them to take charge.
So instead of vague goals, they have concrete milestones they can see. It's like having a coach who's always there to help.
Exactly.
So engagement theory, the visual appeal, the gamification, the streamlined communication, all sounds great, but do they have the results to back it up? Does it really move the needle on student success?
That's where the data gets interesting. They compared courses with Delphinium to those without. The numbers are pretty convincing. Several studies have shown a significant drop in failure rates in courses using Delphinium. They did this case study with Davis Connect. They used Delphinium in 72 classes, over 6,000 students, and get this, failure rates dropped 31% compared to the year before.
31%. That's huge. Anything with that kind of impact is worth a closer look.
Exactly.
I mean, that suggests Delphinium is really having a positive impact.
Another study looked specifically at whether Delphinium improves student motivation. The vast majority of Delphinium students said they felt more motivated than in traditional courses.
Wow, that's promising.
Yeah, more engagement, more on-time work. Everyone felt more connected. And it's not just about the numbers, right? We also have those user testimonials to consider.
Oh, right. Right. Getting the personal perspective.
Exactly. So we have teachers calling Delphinium a game changer,
Wow.
talking about how it's improved both student success and engagement.
It's always nice to hear those firsthand accounts, right?
And some teachers talked about how it empowers students to take responsibility for their own learning, which leads to more motivation and ultimately better achievement.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it goes beyond academics too, right?
Absolutely. Some testimonials focused on the emotional benefits, like how Delphinium helps students feel more connected to the learning, their peers, and even their teachers.
That's really important, especially online.
Yeah, that sense of belonging is so crucial.
So what parts of Delphinium seem to make the biggest difference?
What really stood out was the ability for students to track their own progress and compare themselves to their peers. Students really like seeing their achievements visually represented, and that sense of competition seemed to motivate them.
It makes sense, right? Like seeing those bars fill up or your name climb up the leaderboard, it's got to be more motivating than just a letter grade on a screen. It sounds like Delphinium goes way beyond just making Canvas prettier. It's really about humanizing the whole learning experience.
That's exactly right. At its core, it's about fostering real connections and genuine love of learning in the digital space.
And isn't that exactly what we want for our students? To feel connected and inspired?
Absolutely. Whether they're online or in a physical classroom, it all comes down to creating an environment where students can truly thrive.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Delphinium, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
I think the biggest takeaway is that Delphinium offers a really effective approach to tackling some of the big challenges in online learning, especially when it comes to engagement, motivation, and helping students develop those self-regulated learning skills.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope you found this presentation inspiring and insightful. Please scan the QR code to discover more. You can reach out to me or Jared. Thank you and have a great day.